Welcome back to my views and news. Another video with new stories from Ethiopia and Eritrea. Firstly, viewers, mere Vodajo Fano commander last night issued an audio message. People are calling it last warning. Mere Vodajo issued a warning to Prosperity Party members, government officials. Details for you of this key message, because we know that Prosperity Party members, government officials are under serious pressure in the Amhara region. Some have been assassinated, others are fleeing towns, cities, and Fano is keeping the pressure upon Prosperity Party members. He shared details of the fronts too. Fighting has spread according to Mere Vodajo. Secondly, viewers, a mysterious flight has been tracked between the United Arab Emirates and Ethiopia. I think 2 days ago, this flight was tracked. The expert who tracked this flight contacted me. He said, Sajid, this flight is interesting. There is something to it. Because the route taken by the flight is uncommon. This route is not generally taken by airlines to fly from UAE to Ethiopia. The route involved Eritrea too. We have details of this flight for you. Thirdly, viewers, Getachew speaks one thing in Tigray, but when he is abroad, he speaks differently. Can we say that? Because Getachew talked about self-determination in a diaspora program a few hours ago. He remained mostly silent about self-determination when he is in Tigray. Is it for the consumption of Tigrayan diaspora that he spoke about self-determination? Firstly, viewers, Fano commander Mere Vodajo he released an audio message last night. Mere Vodajo is head of East Amhara Fano commander. By the way, he is the most wanted man in the Amhara region, and he can easily contact journalists, he can easily release audio messages whenever, and this is not the first message from Mere Vodajo. We have seen several audio messages released by this Fano commander. He is totally in touch with the journalists, Amhara media, but Ethiopian National Defense Force cannot trace him. So it's difficult to digest a little, by the way, that if there could be other reasons too why he isn't being tracked. I'll speak on that in some separate videos. He released an audio message last night. He spoke on several issues, several points were raised by Mere Vodajo. Firstly, he talked about the expansion of the war. He said fighting has expanded. War is not the right term, because the situation in Amhara is not war. You can say it's an insurgency, but it's not a war-like situation now. Mere Vodajo said that fighting expanding from Kobo to Wuldia, Gobie, Lalibela, Moja. All these areas are in Wollo, North Wollo, and he is mainly based in North Wollo. That is why he mentioned all these areas. And we know that definitely we saw clashes in Kobo, in Wuldia last night, around Kobo, Zobel Mountains, to the east and west of Kobo, Gobie as well, Moja too. So yes, here Mere Vodajo is speaking the truth. Yes, fighting, expanding, spreading. That is what I have been reporting. Secondly, he accused Ethiopian National Defense Force that ENDF is killing unarmed civilians. It is targeting unarmed civilians. Ethiopian military is definitely arresting people. Those who are supporters of the Fano fighters, those who provide logistical support, or those who have contacts with Fano fighters, they are being arrested. Can we say they are being killed by Ethiopian National Defense Force? I don't have any evidence. Some people have died in crossfiring, but I wouldn't say that just innocent Amharas are being massacred. No. In some cases where people protested, they blocked road, they tried to hinder ENDF convoys movements, ENDF opened fire to clear roads. But it's not that ENDF is killing Amhara people just because of their ethnicity. No, I don't agree with it. Thirdly, he spoke about attempts to appease him. He said they tried to appease me. I think he means that they tried to bribe him. He said they tried to appease me, but I am fighting for Amhara people. I'll continue this fight. He asked all Amharas to be united. He said that though they are trying to divide us, they want us to split. Yes, there are some internal issues, but we must stand together. We must stay united. He called upon youths, all sections of society to play their part, to join the fight. Especially, he addressed medical workers, he addressed healthcare workers, doctors, nurses. They should join a Fano factions. Very understandable, because Fano is suffering losses too in terms of injured, in terms of killed Fano fighters. So, and when these injured Fano fighters are taken to hospitals, clinics, obviously they can be arrested there, and sometimes hospitals don't treat patients with bullet wounds without telling the local authorities, telling the police. So that is why he wants a medical corps, you can say. He wants to have doctors, nurses, so that if any Fano fighter is wounded, he can be taken care of. Importantly, he mentioned ENDF members, Amhara ENDF members. An attempt to split Ethiopian National Defense Force. That has been strategy of Fano fighters for the last 3 months. They are addressing ENDF members, especially Amhara ENDF members. They say, you are Amharas, don't fire at Amharas. He said Amhara ENDF members are being massacred. So I would request them to join this struggle, join Fano for the sake of the people. And lastly, very importantly, he threatened Prosperity Party members, government officials. He said some are with us, by the way. So some PP members are with us, he said, clearly said. He said, this is the last warning to you. You are supporting this cruel government. You are the source of suffering for Amhara people. We are warning you for the last time. And from now on, we'll take action. Fano is already taking action. We have seen that Fano fighters are killing people, killing police commanders, mayors, residences being bombed as well, and several assassinations in the Amhara region. So he reiterated his threat to the Prosperity Party members. Prosperity Party members means government officials too, because in most cases PP members are working as government officials too, mayors, etc. All are PP members in most cases. So he addressed the administrative setup in the region that stop supporting the government. Now, how can the administrative setup stop supporting the government? It means that PP members will have to resign. Government officials will have to resign. How will they survive? Who will feed them? Who will feed their children? So they cannot say no to the government. They have to abide by government's instructions. That is why I say that Prosperity Party members, government officials, administrators in the Amhara region are in a very difficult position. If they support government, Fano assassinates them, if they start supporting Fano, police will arrest them. So they are in a very they cannot stay neutral. Obviously, they are not civilians. They are members of public. They are members of civil service. They have to be part of the government's policies. So overall, Mere Bodajo once again threatened the Prosperity Party members in the region. We could see more attacks on government officials, PP members in Wollo. And he claimed, Mere Bodajo claimed, we are doing well. We are better equipped. We are armed. So he did not complain about lack of logistics, lack of arms, lack of supplies, no. Rather, he was very confident that Fano factions are performing in an impressive way. That is what I have been concluding, that Fano getting bigger, getting more public support, expanding. So our assessment has been the same, that Fano is definitely showing its strength, that it is a force to reckon with. Secondly, viewers, a mysterious flight has been tracked between the UAE and Ethiopia. UAE was one of the largest suppliers of arms to Ethiopia in the 2-year-long war. It supplied combat wing-long drones to Ethiopian government. In 2021, several flights were tracked between the UAE and Ethiopia, Turkey and Ethiopia. The flights were carrying arms for Ethiopian military, drones, etc. This flight was tracked 2 days ago by an expert who is doing a wonderful job, stays in touch with us too, and he provides expert updates on flights between UAE and Ethiopia, Turkey and Ethiopia, Iran, Ethiopia, etc. He helped us a lot in the 2-year-long war. 2 days ago, he contacted me. He said, Sadiq, this flight has 2 uncommon things, which imply that there could be something fishy. The flight was at this plane, which is a Russian Airlines plane, Antonov transport plane, military transport, and sometimes civilian cargo transport is the purpose of this plane's operations. It was parked at Al Ain International Airport of UAE. Then it was seen at Abu Dhabi's International Airport. And from there it flew for Ethiopia. But before flying for Ethiopia, it taxied to military apron of the airport. Whenever a flight flies from military apron, it means that militaries are involved. Either it is carrying military items or some humanitarian aid as well, because sometimes during delivery of humanitarian aid, militaries are involved. So first uncommon thing, it taxied to military apron before flying, before taking off for Ethiopia. Second uncommon thing, its route was unusual. Mostly flights from UAE take Oman, Yemen, Ethiopia route. But this flight flew over Eritrea and then landed in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, it landed at Bole Airport, not at Harar Mada Airport. In 2021, when flights carrying military equipment landed in Ethiopia, they landed at Harar Mada Airport in Bishoftu, which is a military air base of Ethiopian military. But this flight landed at Bole Airport. So it's difficult to say what this flight was carrying. Was it carrying weapons? Was it carrying humanitarian aids? It's difficult to say, too early to say. I think more verification is needed. He was interested because of these 2 uncommon things which I mentioned. He said that there could be something on board related to military cooperation between the UAE and Ethiopia. So we'll try to find out more, dig out more about this flight. A few days ago, we heard rumors that Ethiopia had acquired more combat TB2 drones from Turkey, but we could not confirm the delivery of any drones. We could not find any flight data between Turkey and Ethiopia this year. Thirdly, viewers, Getachew Reda attended a diaspora program last night. There he spoke about self-determination. He said, fight for self-determination is not over. Struggle will continue. Struggle has changed form. He was addressing people in Denver, US. And there he spoke about Article 39, I think, self-determination. He does not talk much about self-determination when he is in Ethiopia, he is in Tigray. By the way, self-determination is part of Ethiopian constitution. What Getachew is saying is not unconstitutional. But PM Abiy clearly said during his speech at the parliament that Tigray People Vision Fund had agreed to abandon its quest for secession. Article 39 is a form of secession. Through Article 39, I think regional states can secede. So Abiy is saying that TPLF has abandoned its position about secession. Getachew says no fight for self-determination, which can lead to secession, will continue. It has changed form. I think Getachew spoke about self-determination because he was addressing the people who wanted to listen to it. Tigray and diaspora members have been overwhelmingly supporting the idea of independent Tigray country. And they're the ones who are backing independent Tigray Orthodox Church too. In the 2-year-long war, they were hoping that one day Tigray would be a separate country. They introduced themselves as Tigrayans, not Ethiopians. So Getachew addressed according to his audience. Will he address a gathering in Addis Ababa and say the same, what he said in Denver? I don't think so. Watch the clip from Getachew's talk in Denver. Thank you for watching.
ኣብዚ መድረኽ እዚ ዛዕባ ይለዓል ነይሩ ያው ናይ ፍላይት ሽግር ስለ ዝነበረ ንጎ ናይ ምእታው ዕድል ነይሩ ከምኡ ክገብር ስለ ዝሃልኩ ከምቲ ዝተባሃለ ብቲ ፓነሉን ክሳተፍ ፕሮግራም ነይሩኒ ተደጋጋሚ ይለዓል ዝነበረ ዛዕባ ፕሪቶሪያ ዝምጾም ዕድላት ንፕሪቶሪያ ዝፈጠሩ ሁነታት ኣብ ግምት እቲና ትሕዝ ዘለናሉ ናይ ቃልሲ ምንቅስቃስ ብዝተወሰነ መንገዲ ዝተቐየረ ምዃኑ ግምት እቲና ናይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ቫይታል ረብሓታት ብዘማልአ ብዘረጋገፀ መንገዲ ልዕሊ ኩሉ ግና ከምቲ ዘረሰናይ ዝገልጾ ዝነበረ